Now to find out what's been happening on this miserable bank holiday Monday with ITN News, followed by your own local news from the Central Newsroom.
Good afternoon. The mother of a murdered schoolgirl made a tearful plea today: help catch the killer of my only child. The body of Caroline Glachan, who was 14, was found in a river near Barton yesterday, a mile from her home. Gareth Furby reports.
This afternoon, police began the search for a possible murder weapon. They say Caroline Glachan was the victim of a violent assault. Her body found in a river within walking distance of the family home. She'd gone out on Saturday night to visit friends. The news was broken to her mother yesterday on her 40th birthday. Today, at a police news conference, she appealed for help in tracing the killer.
I'm really just here to ask anybody that saw anything, heard anything. She was my only queen.
Well, I'd ask them to come out and tell the police what they know, because it's a 14-year-old kid that's involved.
Detectives have been interviewing Caroline's friends and say she was last seen close to the shops that serve this housing estate at about 11:30 on Saturday night.
Caroline was a lively, bubbly personality. Her life has been taken away from her, and that's why we're appealing for any person with information to contact the police immediately.
At her school in nearby Dumbarton, classmates were today told of the death during a special assembly. They've now been offered counselling. Gareth Furby, ITN.
The producers of the banned video of Real Life NHS Operations claimed today a team of medics first suggested making the film, and they insisted the pictures had been obtained legally from surgeons. The government won a temporary ban on the video after complaints by doctors and patients groups. Ian Glover-James reports.
Surgeons operating, their movements often filmed to help train medical students. But this is something different. NHS Operations packaged for high street video stores, 53 minutes of intimate surgical skills that the Health Minister wants banned.
I think ordinary people in this country will be aghast at the thought that there is even a remote possibility of any of the procedures that they undergo in an NHS hospital being put in public view in the high street.
At the High Court, he's won a temporary injunction halting the video's sales.
I think the government is acting in a completely bizarre way. Its own watchdog, the BBFC, gave us permission to issue the video. I think it's complete and utter nonsense. But in the end, it'll be for lawyers and judges to work it out. I can't go too far in that.
But the people in the video didn't actually know that they were going to end up on the high street.
It isn't done that way. They knew they were being filmed and gave consent, and their surgeons who have responsibility for them all did.
The video makers refused to identify surgeons and hospitals shown on the tape, saying that would breach their confidentiality. Ian Glover-James, ITN.
The head of the prison service returned to work today for crisis talks about last week's early release of 86 prisoners. Richard Tilt cut short his holiday amid increasing criticism of the prison service. He refused to comment on this afternoon's talks or on whether he would resign. 2 men died today when their light aeroplane crashed near an airfield in Salford. They'd taken off from Barton airfield 2 hours before it opened without informing air traffic control or getting permission. It's not yet known what caused the crash. And Norfolk police made another appeal on Home Beach today.
Interesting. Well, so it's really a family sport in many respects.
The cars range in price from £300 to more than £250,000. Not surprising, great care is taken when grooming them. Organisers are hoping the success of this year's classic car event will attract twice as many entrants in 1997.
The football manager arrested by customs officials in connection with an alleged whisky fraud is back at work. Lincoln City's manager John Beck was arrested just before Saturday's home game against Leyton Orient. He was later released on police bail without charge. Meanwhile, the future of Mansfield Town's manager seems to be in doubt. Andy King has been relieved of his duties for the next 2 days, pending a meeting with the chairman. The move follows the club's poor start to the new season. Well, that's all from us for now. We're back at 10:15 tonight. Until then, though, it's goodbye.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows, the clear choice. in any weather.